Hi, I'm Dr. Cheryl Fraser, and the number one couples complaint in and out of the bedroom is, I want to have more sex than my partner. Sex drive differences. Sex drives may be compatible in the beginning, and one of you has less and less desire, or less and less arousal, or less and less attraction to your partner as time goes on. This is a very normal and very painful difficulty. I'm here to tell you that there is no quick fix to sex desire differential. However, there are a number of steps that you can take over time to reignite what used to flame more high and hot, or if you're one of those couples or one of those people who never really had much sexual passion, never had much lust toward your partner, or even in your own solo sexuality. Yes, by that I mean masturbation, I mean your solo sexual life. If you've always felt you've had a low sex drive, that is something that you can shift as well. The majority of my work is helping couples create passion that lasts a lifetime. Emotional passion, sexual passion, romantic passion. And so today we're talking about what to do when one of you wants sex a lot more often than the other. First of all, don't expect a quick fix. Second of all, be tender and gentle and kind to the fact that sexuality is a very complicated, multi-layered thing for all of us, and it can be very complicated for our partner. But I want to give you a tool you can start contemplating or practicing. I go into much more detail on this topic in my book, Buddha's Bedroom, and in my upcoming couples course, Become Passion, Create Love That Lasts a Lifetime. We're going to be debuting that course this coming fall. But for now, you can get started today with the following contemplation and exercise. I call it the never say I'm not in the mood ever again technique. Let me repeat that. Never say I'm not in the mood ever again. Wait a second, that's kind of a controversial thing for me to say, and I want to own that right off the top. No, I am not saying you should be sexual when you don't want to be. Of course I'm not saying that. But I'm saying the following. Remember in the last video we talked about perspective? Which side of the clock do we feel? Sometimes I'm in one perspective and you're in another. So let's say I'm making lunch for the kids, and I'm worrying a little bit because the car was making a funny noise and I'm not sure we can afford a major repair right now. And you come up to me, because the kids aren't yet home from school, and you snuggle up, maybe you kiss the back of my neck and you give me a little squeeze, and you say, hey babe, I've got half an hour, how about you? Chances are I'm not in the mood to be sexual right then. I'm in the mood to make lunch and think about car repairs. That's okay. That doesn't mean I'm broken. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with me. It means I'm not in the same place you are. But what usually happens in a lot of long-term couples is the person who's approaching then gets rejected. The person who's making lunch and thinking about car repairs says, no, I'm not in the mood. And there's a rejection, there's a failure, and there's a disconnect. What if, instead of saying, I'm not in the mood, you say, not right now, babe, but ask me later. Let's all say that together. 1, 2, 3. Not right now, babe, but ask me later. It is psychologically and sexually and relationship-wise very different to allow a possibility instead of a slammed door. So never say, I'm not in the mood ever again. Instead say, not right now, ask me later. In future teachings, I will talk more about this complex problem of mental desire, being mentally in the mood for sex, physical arousal, feeling horny, feeling like you want to have sex, and attraction to your partner. These 5 problems all go together. If you don't know how to handle conflict, it will generally kill your sex drive. This is a bit of a generalization, but it's got a lot of accuracy to it. For men, the number one thing in a heterosexual relationship, these teachings all apply to alternate gay, lesbian relationships as well, but in a, shall we say, more common heterosexual relationship, for men, the number one killer of sex drive is being criticized, being picked at, being told they're not good enough, they're not making enough money, they're not coming through. That is a major sex drive killer. For women, a major sex drive killer is not being able to count on your guy to come through. He's not keeping up to his promises. He's not living up to his responsibility. He's not helping more, telling you something and then delivering. These are a few of the things that get in the way of sex drive and create sexual desire disconnect. I want sex, you don't. I want sex more than you do. This is a very big topic. I dive into it much more deeply in my other teachings, but I wanted to put the idea out. Never say, I'm not in the mood ever again. Instead say, not right now, ask me later. And then work on your mind, work on yourself, turn yourself on, become in the mood, and make love more often. In the next video, I'm going to talk about another sexuality problem that a lot of couples have and none of you want to talk about, which is your darker, more lusty, erotic desires, the stuff you're a little embarrassed to share, and you're sitting on a gold mine of sensual energy that I'm going to suggest you start sharing with your partner bit by bit. You do not want to miss next week's video. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon.